This video opens the settlement testing forum to you. You're going to get technology that does more than transfer our posturing problems into Zoom. This actually helps negotiators in a fundamental way, so your negotiations won't take so dang long. Folks, my name is Mike Liffrig. In the 1,200 cases that I've mediated, the one thing clients consistently say is that the whole silly pie in the sky, lowball process, it's not worthy of them. It's not worthy of their time. So if posturing is not for you, if you think there's just gotta be a better way to negotiate, then you're gonna enjoy this. The Settlement Testing Forum is a national online negotiating platform. Once you know how it works, you invite your opponents onto the platform and you negotiate directly. The positive expectations and the software tools, they genuinely help you cut to the chase. There's no mediator, you can add that later if necessary. So your time savings, they're huge, and they're not just hours, but because of the attitude in the forum, you can save years. Okay, so 3 preliminaries before I show this. If you can type, you can use this, it's super easy. Second, each testing session, it takes 18 minutes. How can it be so fast? It's fast because it's safe. The other side doesn't even get to see your numbers. That's right, you negotiate without exchanging numbers, kind of cool. And the third thing is, this safe approach, it's helped hundreds and hundreds of people, just like you, plaintiffs and defendants, cases all over the country, ranging in size from, I think, $15,000 to $3.8 million so far has been our largest settlement. So let me start with this basic question. When do cases settle? In the minds of the negotiators, what causes this to happen? Cases settle when both sides make a key decision, and that is to float a number that's acceptable to the other side. Now this number floating, it's much easier if you have confidence that the other side is in the same ballpark. If you're worlds apart, why bother, right? So the goal of settlement testing is to build that confidence that y'all are in the same ballpark, because confidence is what you need. Posturing destroys confidence. That's why you don't share numbers. So what did you learn in school today, Johnny? Well, I learned not to share. Instead, the forum allows you to safely compare numbers. You compare, you don't share. Now, in a real case, you're only going to see your own screen, but in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain so you can kind of see what both camps see. So we're going to test numbers in a case worth $1 million. You put your cursor in the yellow box at the base of the thermometer. Both sides usually start optimistically and then become realistic as time runs out. Does that sound familiar? Again, I want to be clear, in the real world, you're only going to see your own screen, but in this video, I'm cheating for you so you can see what both sides see. So $1 million case, plaintiff enters 2.5 million, defendants have entered $100,000 here, and what that then produces a temperature reading of around 5 degrees. So what's happened here? What's happened is the algorithms in our first court server compared, right? And then not shared, they compared the numbers from each side, and then the server kicks out a temperature reading to both sides telling you how you compared, how close your numbers are. 5 degrees, ice cold, that's just funny money time. Again, plaintiffs submit 1.8 million, and the defendants test 500,000. And now you see on top of your first number, your second number, and both sides see the same new temperature reading. So yay, we're making progress, right? Do it again and note the time. Plaintiffs test 1.2 million, defendants 750,000. Notice that your numbers, again, they're not going to the other side. Okay, we're nearly out of time. Plaintiffs test 1,050,000, defendants test 995,000. And congratulations, you just mastered settlement testing. Look at all that beautiful red mercury, a virtual mercury. Now at the end, you'll get the option of revealing your last number. This is optional. You can make it less awkward when you pick up the phone to agree on a final number. So here's what just happened. You concluded correctly, right, that your opponents couldn't see your numbers, but you saw how close you are. So now you have confidence. You can pick up the phone and settle this thing in 5 minutes. It's that simple. So how has this played out in the real world? Three things. When the temperature ends hot, you settle with a short phone call. Life is good. That's easy, right? Sometimes when the temperature ends warm, maybe 30 to 80 degrees, again, highly likely that case is going to settle, especially when we call in a mediator to help you close it up, because now you know that's a real deal, real possibility. And then sometimes the temperature reading is ice cold, maybe 10 to 15 degrees. What then? People have really gone two ways here. One, the parties can get emotional and they lose confidence because they're worlds apart. They resign themselves to lots of discovery. They spend they spend months or years, a ton of money, and what are they going to do? What will they do? Eventually, they'll both decide to float a number and they settle. That's what happens after a big waste. So here's a better option. Instead of getting emotional, build on the fact that both sides are in the settlement testing forum. They're interested in settling or they wouldn't be here. This case is going to settle. It's just a matter of when. So instead of descending into the pit of formal discovery, you bring in a mediator just to figure out where you're missing each other and get that information that you need informally and quickly and settle the case without wasting the time and the money. Okay, here's why you want to bring hard cases into the forum. Not just for easy, we want hard cases here too. The mediator can use two different impasse breaking tools to get you to yes. That's right, one for smaller cases, one for bigger disputes. And both of these help our clients see the case more objectively. And this is something you don't get when you're haggling on the phone, right? Now, I know we can all settle cases on the phone and in traditional mediation, but it burns a lot of time because you're basically flying without radar. And what we're doing here is we're inviting you to start using negotiation radar, right? So if you're curious about the impasse breakers, let's talk it over when we have our phone call after the video. Now, if none of this works, the honesty, the testing, the momentum, the mediator, the informal discovery, the impasse breakers, then what? Well, then you know that a trial is totally necessary. You'll feel good about that investment. Main takeaway, folks, in the settlement testing forum, you can't posture with numbers. The other side can't even see your numbers. Both sides safely cut to the chase, and that's a really big deal. Why? Because it's respectful of your time and your money. So let me give you a goal, one last sweetener, if you will. We have a special place for negotiators who master the forum. We call it the Early Settlement Club. These are the best negotiators in the world, and we pamper them. One, we are neutral, so we can do things a lawyer or a claim handler cannot do to get expensive cases moving. Second, there's special pricing. We use fees as a filter, which is kind of cool, but it makes it much easier to settle cases early. And then the third thing is members get free jury research on the cases that they don't want to settle. The goal in the Early Settlement Club is to settle cases early, right? Fairly settle cases pre-suit. That makes everybody happy. Now, to get invited into the club, you need to keep your walkaway rating at 0.8 or higher. This is like an Uber rating for negotiators. How does it work? It just compares the last number you tested to the number the case actually settles for in the end. The closer your number is to a full 1, the better. A high number tells everyone that you get it, you know how to evaluate a case, and you take the testing seriously. So these club benefits, they're transformative. So keep the club in mind. Let this negotiation excellence, let that be your goal in the forum. So that's a wrap. Next, we are going to, you see the FAQs below. You need to read through those, answer the questions below the FAQs. We'll give you a call to talk things over, and soon you will be doing genuinely better negotiations.